About to get underway. Marcus Payton, your pole sitter, with John Sydney Smith alongside of him. Third on the grid is Simon Weeks, and on the extreme outside, the right-hand side of your screen, is Peter Miller. Green flag drops and away they go. Miller gets plenty of air underneath the front wheel, and it looks like he's going to get the whole shot through the left-hand kink and forces Marcus Payton to take the outside line. However, coming down under brakes up the inside line into carousel for the first time is Michael Clunis. Joining me in commentary this week is John Thompson.
Yes, indeed, Lance. Miller got a great start, but he lost it all going into that carousel, as you say. Miller, the local on board the Yamaha, has now slipped back to third, and Michael Clunis in the lead ahead of Marcus Payton.
Exiting the bus stop, Payton is under hot pursuit there from the rider on board machine number 42, and that is Peter Dean. He's done a fantastic job to come through from 10th placing on the grid to be challenging at this early stage at the pointy end of the field, heading through the Eastern Loop for the first of 15 laps.
And Michael Clunis still leading aboard the Yamaha TZ, and he's got Marcus Payton in behind him. And as you say, Peter Dean, the first of the locals, back in third place.
Well, back in 5th placing at the moment is the rider on board machine number 5, and that's Simon Weeks on the ARRC racing machine as Payton goes around the outside, but not for very long, because up the inside comes Michael Clunis. A real dog-eat-dog challenge. I was about to make comment about the interest that should be lying between Simon Weeks, who has a very slender 1-point lead over the man that's just cheekily poked his nose up the inside again of the rider on board machine number 6, Michael Clunis. Marcus Payton 1 point behind our current 5th place competitor.
And Dave Fuller there has dropped bike number 30, the Honda, in the kitty litter. He looks okay, but the bike looks very second-hand.
Yes, they don't survive that sort of a crash at terminal speeds. Oh, we've got a hand up there from Marcus Payton. Bad luck for him. For whatever reason, that looks very, very terminal, John Thompson.
Indeed. Michael Clunis sweeping into the lead. Payton will go to the pits now, and Clunis has got Dean right behind him, and back in third place is bike number 5, Simon Weeks, the leader of the championship.
Well, this is going to do no end of good to the cause of Simon Weeks to take out the 1997 250 Grand Prix Championship as part and parcel of the Shell Advanced Australian Road Race Championships, as they now pass the yellow flag that's still on display for the damage that was caused by Dave Fuller's accident last lap around. Race leaders into the bus stop and out of it as quick as the blink of an eye.
And championship leader Simon Weeks really giving Peter Dean some hurry up for second place as he sweeps down into Hungry Corner. I thought he was going to make a move down the inside on him then, but he might try it again as they head over the hump and down onto the main straight.
Well, I think you'll find that Weeks is just sizing up his opponent in front of him. Lap after lap, he'll be looking where he is strongest and where his competitor in front of him, of course being Peter Dean, is weakest. Coming onto the main straight, he tries to take an inside line, decides discretion is the better part of valour, and slipstreams him down the end of the straight and through the kink at speeds in excess of 180 kilometres an hour.
And that takes a large scoop of bravery, as you see Simon Weeks give away second place to Peter Dean as he rounds through Carousel Corner.
I think that was just a fact that Dean had a little bit more speed going into the corner rather than having to brake as hard as what Simon Weeks did. You can see that all of that ground that he made up coming down the main straight last time has been lost in one foul swoop.
Indeed, and he should be comfortable with third place because, as you say, Michael Payton, his main opponent for the championship, has dropped out of this heat, and he's now got a strong lead with 2 rounds remaining after this lakeside round.
Well, there's no problems for our race leader. Plenty of clean air between first and second place. The real battle, the real action is between second and third, and whilst that has been occurring, it's allowed John Sydney Smith on the Honda RS to make up a lot of valuable ground and be a real threat for that second, third and fourth position. Yeah,
this is shaping as a 3-way battle for second, and out in front Michael Clunis has got a bit of a comfort zone now.
He certainly has. Clunis has been riding 250 Grand Prix bikes for quite a while now, so he certainly knows how to handle the bike, and he loves this Lakeside International Raceway circuit. Second place Simon Weeks though in hot pursuit. They are getting the drive down a little bit earlier, actually getting the wriggles up and losing his footing on the left-hand peg.
And that just proves how fast the championship leader's going. This Lakeside circuit, lots of patches and bumps, but that part through the bus stop is probably the smoothest part of the circuit, Lance Robertson.
Yes, well, the bus stop was put into place there, John, to slow these riders down on solo machines. That is, those with 2 wheels as opposed to 3 wheels, because it's all motorcycle racing here at Lakeside International Raceway. But it doesn't seem to have worked, because time and time again they go through at excessively fast speeds, and you can see here that Weeks just tried to get the power down nice and early, and it almost high-sided him. He almost paid the ultimate penalty.
Indeed we did, and we see Simon Weeks now catching right up onto the tail of race leader Michael Cluny as they head through the bus stop. And Weeks now all over Cluny as they head into the bus stop this lap, and I reckon he's going to be mounting a strong challenge for the lead on this lap, Lance Robertson.
Underneath Dunlop Bridge, downhill into the left-hander that then goes uphill. Hungry turn is where we're at Lakeside International Raceway. Now through the eastern loop, a slightly adverse corner as they crest the rise and then go downhill through the most important part of the circuit, because they need to maintain maximum speed out of this turn to get the terminal speed at maximum down the end of the straight.
As you can see, as they crested that hill, they couldn't see where the track's going. They dropped down onto the main straight, and there's bumps on the way out, bumps all the way around, and Weeks goes through and takes the lead from Cluny into Carousel.
He's hungry for a victory in the 97 250 GP class. There's no denying that, as he leads into the bus stop to unravel yet another lap.
And Weeks setting out to ensure that he gets maximum points from this first heat of the 4th round here at Lakeside in the 250cc championship. He leads currently by 1 point, as we said earlier, and after this race he'll be leading by a whole stack more.
Yes, let's not forget that Marcus Payton had a terminal problem, and at the end of the second lap in the race he called it quits and went into the pits and has taken no further part in this one. Race leaders heading down through the last turn and onto the main straight.
With 1.5 laps to go, and Simon Weeks has really opened up a very comfortable margin over second place rider Michael Cluny, up through Hungry Corner, over the top of the hump and down through Pioneer Corner. Now he'll take the last lap board on this lap.
Yes, there's a great range of different bikes at the front of this field, with Simon Weeks on the ARRC Racing Honda RS from Tasmania leading Michael Cluny on board 6. That's the Chempac Landscape and Gardening Supplies Yamaha TZ. And Cluny, of course, is a Victorian. Whilst back in 3rd placing, we've got another state represented, and that's the West Australian Honda-mounted John Sidney Smith.
As Simon Weeks, our race leader, comes around and gathers up one of the back markers, David Snape, on bike 303, and he's only got 3 corners to go, and the race should be his as he heads through Hungry Corner and then up over the eastern loop and down into Pioneer onto the main straight for the last time.
Yes, and the Tasmanian Honda-mounted rider Simon Weeks will take maximum points in this one and extend his lead further than the 1 point he had when he came into the commencement of this round.
And Weeks down across the start-finish line, taking the checkered flag, his hand raised in victory, and Michael Cluny coming across the line to take 2nd place here at Lakeside International Raceway.